All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I am Sarabjit Kaur and with me is Saira Mujtaba. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to launch PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan for Multimodal Connectivity at 11 a.m. today. Cabinet approves affiliation of 100 schools in government and private sector with Sainik School Society. CCEA approves fixation of nutrient-based subsidy rates for phosphatic and potassic fertilizers for the year 2022. Government to open 10,000 Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Kendra by March 2024. India's vaccination coverage crosses 96 crore 38 lakh mark. Domestic flights in India allowed to operate with full capacity from October 18. Coal Ministry launches auction of 40 new coal mines. IMF says India will be the fastest growing economy, expects 9.5% growth this year. And in IPL cricket, Kolkata Knight Riders to take on Delhi Capitals in second qualifier at Sharjah this evening. As India is on the verge of vaccinating 100 crore people against COVID-19, All India Radio salutes all people, doctors, nurses and others who are making this possible. At the same time, we caution our listeners that the battle against COVID is not yet over. We appeal to our listeners who are yet to be fully vaccinated to get vaccinated at the earliest and also help others get vaccinated. During the festival season, please follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. As our nation celebrates the 75th year of independence, a series of events are being organized by the government as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. To commemorate the occasion as a Jan Utsav, All India Radio News brings its listeners a special quiz on India's freedom movement and its glorious history. The quiz is being conducted every Monday and Tuesday in the Morning News since 16th August and will continue till 15th August 2022. India Post has joined hands as the logistics partner with All India Radio News for the Amrit Mahotsav quiz. Recalling our yesterday's question, who was the founder of Servants of India Society? The correct answer is Gopal Krishna Gokhale. In 1905, he founded the Servants of India Society to train Indians to dedicate their lives to the cause of the country. AIR News got an overwhelming response from its listeners across the world, and the one lucky winner of the quiz is Nayan Jyoti Lohkar from Dima Haseo, Assam.
नमस्ते, मेरा नाम नयन ज्योति लौकर है। मैं असम में रहने वाला है। आजादी की अमृत महोत्सव के लिए आप सब लोगों के मेरा बहुत बहुत नमन है। असम का बहुत लोग आजादी की अमृत महोत्सव में अपना जीवन आहुति दिया है, इसलिए हम भी बचपन से रेडियो सुन रहे हैं, रेडियो का फॉलो कर रहे हैं। अभी अमृत महोत्सव प्लेटफॉर्म मिलकर के हमारा बहुत अच्छा लगा है। जय हिंद, जय भारत।
The next question of Amrit Mahotsav quiz will be shared with listeners on Monday, 18th October. Celebrate 75 years of India's independence by participating in Amrit Mahotsav quiz with AIR News.
And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will launch PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan for Multimodal Connectivity at 11 a.m. today at Pragati Maidan in New Delhi. Infrastructure creation in India had suffered for decades from multiple issues, and there was lack of coordination between different departments. In the last 7 years, the government has ensured unprecedented focus on infrastructure through a holistic outlook. PM Gati Shakti will address the past issues through institutionalizing holistic planning for stakeholders for major infrastructure projects. Instead of planning and designing separately in silos, the projects will be designed and executed with a common vision. It will incorporate the infrastructure schemes of various ministries and state governments like Bharatmala, Sagarmala, inland waterways, land ports and Udan. Economic zones like textile clusters, pharmaceutical clusters, defense corridors, industrial corridors and agri-zones will be covered to improve connectivity and make Indian businesses more competitive. Prime Minister Narendra Modi had announced about the Gati Shakti plan during his address on Independence Day this year.
100 लाख करोड़ से भी अधिक की योजना लाखों नौजवानों के लिए रोजगार के नए अवसर लेकर के आने वाली। गति शक्ति हमारे देश के लिए एक ऐसा नेशनल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर मास्टर प्लान होगा जो होलिस्टिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की नींव रखेगा, हमारी इकोनॉमी को एक इंटीग्रेटेड और होलिस्टिक पाथवे देगा। अभी हम देखते हैं कि हमारे ट्रांसपोर्ट के साधनों में कोई तालमेल नहीं हो। गति शक्ति साइलोस को तोड़ेगी, भविष्य के रास्ते से हम जितनी कठिनाइयां हैं उनको हटाएगी। इससे सामान्य मानवीय के लिए ट्रेवल टाइम में कमी आएगी और हमारी इंडस्ट्री की प्रोडक्टिविटी और भी बढ़ेगी। गति शक्ति हमारे लोकल मैन्युफैक्चरर्स ग्लोबली कॉम्पिटिटिव करने में भी बहुत बड़ी मदद करेगी।
Our correspondent reports that PM Gati Shakti will also leverage technology extensively, including spatial planning tools with ISRO imagery developed by Bhaskaracharya National Institute for Space Applications and Geoinformatics.
PM Gati Shakti is the result of Prime Minister's constant endeavour to build next-generation infrastructure which improves ease of living as well as ease of doing business. It will provide the public and business community information regarding the upcoming connectivity projects, other business hubs, industrial areas and surrounding environment. This will enable the investors to plan their businesses at suitable locations, leading to enhanced synergies. It will also create multiple employment opportunities and give a boost to the economy. PM Gati Shakti will improve the global competitiveness of local products by cutting down the logistics cost and improving the supply chains. It will also ensure proper linkages for local industry and consumers. With Dipendra Anand Kumar, AIR News, Delhi.
The Prime Minister will also inaugurate the new exhibition complex at Pragati Maidan during the event. India Trade Promotion Organization's flagship event, India International Trade Fair 2021, will also be held from 14th to 27th of November this year in these new exhibition halls. The Union Cabinet has approved the affiliation of 100 schools in government and private sector with Sainik School Society. The Cabinet, chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, approved the proposal for launching of affiliated Sainik schools under Sainik School Society, Ministry of Defence. These schools function as an exclusive vertical which will be distinct and different from existing Sainik schools. In the first phase, 100 affiliate partners are proposed to be drawn from states, NGOs and private partners. The Union Cabinet also approved the Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation 2.0 or Amrut 2.0 till 2025-26. The Cabinet said providing reliable and affordable water supply and sanitation services to urban households is a national priority. The Union Cabinet also approved the continuation of Swachh Bharat Mission Urban till 2025-26 with focus on sustainability of open defecation-free outcomes. A financial outlay of 1,41,600 crore rupees has been finalized for Swachh Bharat Mission Urban 2.0. This includes Central's share of 36,465 crore rupees for the period 2021-22 to 2025-26, which is over 2.5 times the financial outlay of around 62,000 crore rupees in the last phase of the mission.
Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, CCEA, has approved the proposal of the Department of Fertilizers for fixation of nutrient-based subsidy rates for phosphatic and potassic fertilizers P&K for the year 2021-22. The approved rates for nutrient-based subsidy NBS in case of nitrogen has been fixed at 18.789 rupees per kilogram. For phosphorus, it is 45.323 rupees per kilogram, for potash 10.116 rupees per kg and 2.374 rupees per kilogram for sulfur. The CCEA also approved the inclusion of potash derived from molasses under the nutrient-based subsidy scheme. The decision will enable smooth availability of all P&K fertilizers to the farmers during the Rabi season 2021-22 at the subsidized prices of fertilizers. It will support the agricultural sector by continuing the present subsidy levels and giving special packages of additional subsidy for DAP and 3 mostly consumed NPK grades. It will give 438 rupees per bag benefit on DAP and 100 rupees per bag benefit on NPK grades so as to maintain prices of these fertilizers affordable to the farmers. The government has set a target to increase the number of Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Kendra to 10,000 by March 2024. Chemicals and Fertilizers Ministry said the number of Jan Aushadhi stores has increased to 8,366 and all the 736 districts have been covered. Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Pariyojana PMBJP was launched in November 2008 with an objective of making quality generic medicines available at affordable prices to all. The ministry said the medicines available under PMBJP are priced 50% to 90% less than that of branded medicines.
India's COVID-19 vaccination coverage has crossed the 96 crore 38 lakh mark. Out of the total vaccination, more than 68 crore 90 lakh vaccine doses have been given as the first dose, while over 27 crore 48 lakh doses have been administered as the second dose. Union Health Ministry said more than 46 lakh 23,000 doses were administered yesterday. Talking to AIR News, member Niti Aayog Dr. V.K. Paul said it will be a big achievement for the country to reach 100 crore vaccination mark.
देश में कोविड-19 वैक्सीनेशन प्रोग्राम एक नई सीमा तक पहुंच रहा है। 97 करोड़ डोज लगने का काम पूरा हो गया है और बहुत जल्द ही 100 करोड़ डोज हमारे देशवासियों को लग जाएंगी अगले कुछ ही दिनों में। 100 करोड़ डोज लगना एक बहुत ही बड़ी उपलब्धि है देश के लिए और इससे देश में कोविड-19 महामारी के अगेंस्ट सबके लिए एक बहुत सुदृढ़ ढाल बन रही है। इस काम को पूरा करने के लिए सबने मेहनत करी। कोविड वैक्सीनेशन प्रोग्राम में तेजी लाइए। जिसने एक डोज नहीं ली है वो पहली डोज ले जल्दी से जल्दी। देश में अब वैक्सीन की कोई कमी नहीं। हमारे रोज लगभग 1 लाख से भी ज्यादा सेंटर वैक्सीन लगाने में काम कर रहे हैं। आप वैक्सीन लगाइए अगर आपने कोई भी डोज नहीं ली। जिसने पहली डोज ले ली है, दूसरी डोज का टाइम आ गया तो प्लीज आप देर मत करो। आपको अपने लिए ये बचाने के लिए पूरा कोर्स करना वैक्सीन का बहुत जरूरी है।
Shubham Kumar, who secured the first position in the civil services examination this year, has appealed to the people to come forward for COVID vaccination. Mr. Kumar, resident of Katihar district in Bihar, said only vaccination will defeat the COVID pandemic.
मेरा नाम शुभम कुमार है और मैं ऑल इंडिया टॉपर यूपीएससी 2020। मैं आप सबसे आग्रह करूंगा कि आप कोरोना का जल्दी से जल्दी टीका लगवाएं और अगर आप पहला डोज ले चुके हैं तो सेकंड डोज लें क्योंकि अभी तक कोरोना गया नहीं है। आप सारे कोरोना के जो प्रोटोकॉल्स होते हैं उसको फॉलो करें, सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग मेंटेन करिए।
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to launch PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan for Multi-Modal Connectivity at 11 a.m. today. Cabinet approves affiliation of 100 schools in government and private sector with Sainik School Society. CCEA approves fixation of nutrient-based subsidy rates for phosphatic and potassic fertilizers for the year 2022. Government to open 10,000 Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Kendra by March 2024. India's vaccination coverage crosses 96 crore 38 lakh mark. Domestic flights in India allowed to operate with full capacity from 18th October. Coal Ministry launches auction of 40 new coal mines. IMF says India will be the fastest growing economy, expects 9.5% growth this year. And in IPL cricket, Kolkata Knight Riders to take on Delhi Capitals in second qualifier at Sharjah this evening. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
स्वाधीनता संग्राम के वे निशान जो साक्षी हैं हमारे सेनानियों के संघर्ष और बलिदान के। आकाशवाणी समाचार ला रहा है विशेष श्रृंखला निशान। हर बुधवार को शाम 4:45 पर कार्यक्रम परिक्रमा में FM गोल्ड 100.1 मेगाहर्ट्ज पर।
The Civil Aviation Ministry has decided to restore the scheduled domestic air operations from 18th of this month without any capacity restriction. The decision was taken after the review of the current status of scheduled domestic operators and passengers' demand for air travel. The ministry said the airlines and airport operators shall, however, ensure that the guidelines to contain the spread of COVID-19 are strictly adhered to and COVID-appropriate behavior is strictly enforced by them during the travel. The Coal Ministry has launched the auction process of 40 new coal mines. The ministry said a total of 88 coal mines are on offer. Out of these, 40 are new coal mines, whereas the remaining 48 coal mines are rollover mines from the earlier round of auctions. The total geological resources of about 55 billion tons of coal are on offer, of which 57 are fully explored mines and 31 are partially explored mines. The ministry said there are 4 coking coal mines on offer. The mines are spread across 10 coal-bearing states of Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Arunachal Pradesh and Assam.
International Monetary Fund or IMF has projected that India will continue to be the world's fastest growing major economy, clocking a growth rate of 9.5% in 2021. As per the latest IMF projections, Indian economy will see growth of 8.5% in 2022. The world economy is expected to grow at 5.9% in 2021 and 4.9% in 2022 according to IMF. The United States is projected to grow at 6% this year and 5.2% next year. China, on the other hand, is projected to grow at 8% in 2021 and 5.6% in 2022.
An FIR has been registered in Delhi Police Crime Branch after 32 officials of Tihar Jail were found to be complicit with former Unitech promoters Ajay Chandra and Sanjay Chand during an inquiry. Delhi Police in a statement said that the FIR has been registered in Crime Branch under relevant sections of the Prevention of Corruption Act and the Indian Penal Code. An investigation has been taken up in the matter.
As our nation celebrates the 75th year of independence, a series of events is being organized by the government as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Let's listen to our special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. India's glorious fight for freedom is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the valiant struggle every day.
In today's episode of Azadi Ka Safar, we celebrate the birth anniversary of freedom fighter and eminent lawyer Bhula Bhai Desai, who is well remembered for his defense of the 3 Indian National Army soldiers accused of treason during World War II. Born on 13th of October in 1877, Desai began his political life with Annie Besant's All India Home Rule League.
Initially supportive of British influences in Indian affairs, he came out in opposition of the All-European Simon Commission. In 1928, he represented the farmers of Gujarat in the inquiry by the British government following the Bardoli Satyagraha under the leadership of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel.
Bhula Bhai formidably represented the farmers' case and was important to the eventual success of the struggle.
Desai formally joined the Indian National Congress in 1930 and formed the Swadeshi Sabha and persuaded 80 textile mills to join in with the aim of boycotting of foreign goods by Indian companies. The British declared the Sabha illegal and Bhula Bhai was arrested in 1932 for his activities.
When the Congress Working Committee was reorganized at Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel's insistence, Bhulabhai was included in the committee. In November 1934, he was elected to the Central Legislative Assembly from Gujarat.
Bhulabhai opposed the arbitrary inclusion of India and the Indian soldiers in World War II and addressed the House on 19th November 1940, stating that unless it is India's war, it is impossible to get India's support. He participated in the Satyagraha initiated by Mahatma Gandhi and was arrested on 10th of December under the Defence of India Act and sent to Yerwada Central Jail.
In September 1941, he was released from prison on grounds of poor health. His health condition also affected his participation in the Quit India movement, and he was one of the few national leaders to not be arrested by British during the 1942 movement.
During that time, he initiated secret talks with Liaquat Ali Khan to enable a united choice for Hindus and Muslims for the independent government of India. However, the talks failed.
In 1945, when three captured Indian National Army officers, Shahnawaz Khan, Prem Kumar Sehgal and Gurbaksh Singh Dhillon, were put on trial for treason, the Indian National Congress formed a defence committee comprising of 17 advocates, and Bhulabhai was the leading counsel for the defence.
Undeterred by poor health, Bhulabhai made passionate arguments in defence of the charged soldiers, but British judges pronounced the three officers guilty and sentenced them for life. Later, they were released by the Indian government.
Despite poor health, Bhulabhai remained committed to freedom struggle and nationalistic ideals till the end of his life. We salute his spirit and love for motherland.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
The Indian Technology Congress Association in Bengaluru focuses on building synergies between academia, industry and research organizations. It has initiated an ambitious program to commemorate the 75 years of Indian independence. It has launched 75 Students Satellites Consortium Mission 2022. Under the mission, a consortium of 75 students will build satellites to be launched by ISRO. More details from our Bengaluru correspondent.
The Indian Technology Congress Association has collaborated with various organizations such as TMI SAT of Israel, CSPD Serbia and UNISEC of Japan to design and launch the student-built satellite by 2022 when India completes its 75 years of independence. The President of Indian Technology Congress Association, Dr. L.V. Murali Krishna Reddy, spoke to AIR News on the satellite mission.
ITCA has initiated the ambitious 75 Student Satellite Consortium Mission 2022 to commemorate 75 years of independence of India by launching 75 student-built satellites into orbit on conjunction with the national and international tech space organizations. The mission is a partnership of institutions that will construct and launch their own student-built satellites by 2022. As part of this unique initiative, we recently launched 3 satellites under UnitySat successfully by ISRO's PSLV C-51 Emergenia mission on 28th February 2021. Another 4 are getting ready at this present time through our member institutions.
During the address to the global leaders at the 76th United Nations General Assembly, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had referred to India's 75 student satellite mission. Sudhindra, AIR News, Bengaluru.
Maha-Ashtami, or the 8th day of Navratri, is being celebrated across the country today. This day is dedicated to goddess Mahagauri, the 8th avatar. Today, devotees in large numbers throng various temples to offer prayers. President Ramnath Kovind has extended his greetings and best wishes to all fellow citizens living in India and abroad. In his message, the President said that Goddess Durga is a symbol of power and is also a divine form of Nari Shakti. He said Durga Puja is the celebration of victory of good over evil, and the 9 different forms of Ma Durga represent the different aspects of association of life and nature.
In IPL cricket, Kolkata Knight Riders will take on Delhi Capitals in the second qualifier at Sharjah this evening. The match will start at 7:30 p.m. Indian time. Delhi Capitals, which was toppers in the league stage, lost to Chennai Super Kings in the first qualifier. The winners of the second qualifier will play the final against Chennai Super Kings on Friday at Dubai. Chennai Super Kings has already qualified for the 9th IPL final. The National Capital Region Planning Board (NCRPB) has approved the Draft Regional Plan 2041. The main priority areas for the Draft Regional Plan are urban regeneration, future-ready infrastructure, multimodal transport, economic corridor, tourism, farm income, skill development and employment, smart and digital NCR, and ease of doing business.
Now let us take a look at the weather update for today. The national capital Delhi will have mainly clear sky. Mumbai may experience partly cloudy sky with possibility of development of thunder lightning. Kolkata will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Chennai is expected to have thunderstorm with rain. Bengaluru, the temperatures will hover between 20 and 28 degrees Celsius. Hyderabad, the minimum temperature was 21 degrees Celsius. Maximum will be around 33 degrees. Srinagar will witness mainly clear sky with temperatures hovering between 7 and 22 degrees Celsius. Jammu will have mainly clear sky. Leh again is expected to have mainly clear sky. Gilgit will have partly cloudy sky. Muzaffarabad, the minimum temperature was 15 degrees. Maximum will be around 30 degrees Celsius. Visakhapatnam, the city observed a minimum temperature of 27 degrees Celsius. Maximum will be around 35 degrees. Guwahati will have partly cloudy sky with possibility of development of thunder lightning. Imphal, minimum temperature 21 degrees Celsius, maximum around 31 degrees. Shillong, the temperature will hover between 16 and 24 degrees Celsius.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. Most newspapers today lead with the news on Bharat Biotech's COVID vaccine for children. Covaxin for kids aged 2 to 18 years gets a step closer to DCGI nod, writes the Asian Age. Another story that hogs the limelight today is the address of Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the National Human Rights Commission Foundation Day. Quoting the Prime Minister, Hindustan Times writes, "Viewing human rights with political lens harmful." Citing shortage of domestic coal supply, government mandates power units to import coal for blending, headlines the Business Standard. Supply maximum power to Delhi, centre orders plants, states the Pioneer. And finally, in a bid to reduce the pressure on Delhi's landfills, from 1st November, East and North MCDs to collect only segregated waste, writes the Indian Express.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to launch PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan for Multimodal Connectivity at 11 a.m. today. Cabinet approves affiliation of 100 schools in government and private sector with Sainik School Society. CCEA approves fixation of nutrient-based subsidy rates for phosphatic and potassic fertilizers for the year 2022. Government to open 10,000 Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Kendra by March 2024. India's vaccination coverage crosses 96 crore 38 lakh mark. Domestic flights in India allowed to operate with full capacity from October 18. Coal Ministry launches auction of 40 new coal mines. IMF says India will be the fastest growing economy, expects 9.5% growth this year. And in IPL cricket, Kolkata Knight Riders to take on Delhi Capitals in second qualifier at Sharjah this evening. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.